Hi guys, in this video here, we're going to get how to factorize what we call trinomials. Now, if you go to an overview of this video, what I'm going to be busy with, so we're going to do the following example. In this example, we don't need to use our identities. And then as soon as we are done with that example, you'll be expected to come and do the following activity. That is going to be video number 3 in factorization of trigonometric ratios. And then we'll do the second example, which is going to be video number 4. And then on video number 4, we are going to be using identities. Now, guys, there are 2 videos that we already done in factorizing trig ratios. And then we also touched on the identities on those 2 videos. So if you haven't watched them, we encourage you to start by watching those 2 videos. Now, basically, if we are going to factorize a trinomial, we are talking about 3 terms. First thing that we need to check here is that do we have anything common amongst our 3 terms? So this is term number 1, term number 2, and term number 3. Now, across these 3 terms, is there anything common? Now, as you can clearly see, there's nothing common. If there's nothing which is common, then we'll then say it makes this to be a trinomial. Now, if you can't see that it's a trinomial, I will then say, let's use the skill that we've been using in exponents. If we have 2 to the power of 2x, we said this can be written as 2 to the power of x all squared. So here I will say, let's come and write this cos here squared as 2 open bracket. And then we'll take this 2 here and then put it outside. Then we'll have our cos x here. Then it says we have minus 3 cos x minus 2. Now here, if you still can't see that this thing here is a trinomial and then it's a quadratic, then I will then say, try using what we call the K method, which says, let whatever is inside the bracket, just like when we're doing exponents, we'll say, let 2 to the power of x to be k. So here we'll say, let cos x to be k, meaning everywhere I see cos x, so there's a cos x here, I will put k. There's a cos x here, I will put k. Then I will be left with 2 open bracket, then there will be k all squared minus 3 cos x minus 2. Now from here, guys, I think everyone can see that we are dealing with a quadratic, so it's 2k squared minus 3k. Sorry about that. So we need to come here and change this to be k also. It's not cos, but it's k. So we'll put k here. And then it says we have minus 2. Now, we are most likely to see questions like this when we are busy with proving identities, or when we are solving for x, or when we're determining the general solution. So it's a skill that is worth knowing. Now, factorizing, guys, it has its own challenges. So it will be up to you which method do you use. Now, if I'm teaching my learners, I usually say, let's try to use what we call the grouping method. Now, how does the grouping method work? Basically, it says, if you are dealing with a quadratic, remember, guys, you have a. In this case, our a is going to be 2. Our b is going to be minus 3. And then our c is going to be minus 2. What I will say is that we are going to multiply a with c. So in this case, we will say that 2 multiplied by minus 2. Then it will give us minus 4. Now, if the value of c is negative, I am going to look for factors where I'm subtracting, and then they need to give me what we call the middle term. So I'm going to look for factors of a multiplied by c. When I subtract them, they need to give me minus 3. So let's go and check what are the factors of minus 4. So factors of minus 4, you can have 1, which goes with 4. You can also put it this way. You can have 4, and then you put 1 this side. And then you can have 2 multiplied by 2. Now, since I'm subtracting, if you're subtracting, it means that one of the term needs to be positive, the other one needs to be negative. If this one is negative, this one needs to be positive. So if you type this in your calculator, or you can simply do it, just check. What is going to be 1 plus minus 4? It gives us minus 3, fortunately for us. And then if we continue in that way, then I will say these are going to be my 2 factors that I'm going to take. So if you take these 2 factors, what you then come and do is to say, let's come and write this minus 3k as 1k minus 4k. Now, guys, you'll agree with me if I say 1k minus 4k is going to give me minus 3k. But what do I still have? I still have here 2k squared plus, here I still have minus 2. Now, as you can see, as I said, guys, if you add these 2 things, they're going to give you minus 3k. Okay, what then do we do? We're going to group the first 2, and then we're also going to group the last 2. Now, if we group the first 2, we're going to check, is there anything common between these 2 things? Is there anything that we see that appears between term number 1 and term number 2? The answer is yes. What's common is k. So we'll take out k as a common factor. If we take out k as a common factor, we're going to be left with 2k plus 1. And then we come and check between these 2 things here. Is there anything which you see which is common? I can clearly see that there's a minus 2 which is common. So I'll put minus 2 here. If you take minus 2 here, you are going to be left with 2k plus 1. Now from here, then you'll come and say, okay, but now if we look at this, then it says that we have 2k plus 1, we also have 2k plus 1. We'll take that out as a common factor. Also, we'll have 2k plus 1. Open bracket, you will have k minus 2. How did you get k minus 2? If I take 2k plus 1, I'm left with k. If I take 2k plus 1, I'm going to be left with minus 2. But guys, remember, we know what is k. What is our k? As we've decided above, we said k is going to be cos x. So we'll go and substitute again now and say we're going to have 2 cos x plus 1, and we're going to have cos x minus 2. Now, guys, we do have a video of how to factorize a trinomial by grouping. If this was a little bit fast for you, I'll put the link so that you can see how do we actually do it. And then, guys, this is how we'll factorize our trinomial. Now, you can come and try and do the following. Come and do activity, and then you have number 1, and then you also have number 2. Thank you.